Welcome to the 7th edition of Suitable Conversations. Today I'm joined alone by myself, myself and I, because Dad Bobby just finished his yoga, is taking a quick shower, then he's gonna go for a nice brisk walk. I don't know why he wanted to shower first, but I guess he's forever clean, as they say. Today we're gonna be discussing about what works for me and what my likes are, what I look for in a suit or a jacket, and my personal preferences total. So, as you can see in a couple of the episodes previously and the one jacket I'm wearing right now, I'm a big fan of one-button jackets. One-button jackets, I like to go for a little bit of a lower placement, button-wise, just because it shows more of the shirt that I'm wearing. And it accents a little bit more of my waistline. It makes me look a little bit taller, which I don't really need help for, but I'll take what I can get because quarantine has not been so good to me recently. Next thing I really like is super ultra wide lapels. That is one of my signature looks. You can ask any of my friends or family or even clients. They keep coming in and seeing all the jackets I have hanging in the store, and you know, they get that idea of that whole retro look coming back in together. I always go for something that stands out without overdoing it a little bit much. Maybe sometimes I overdo it, but most of the time I try to go for something that's a little bit more muted, or if it's too fancy, I go for a little bit more of a darker color rather than going for a high contrast in color and high contrast in texture that will clash a little bit more. With that, I like to have a little bit fun with my accents on my buttonholes. Sometimes I go for a 1-button, sometimes I go for a 2-button or a 3-button, something like that. Going for a little bit of contrast stitching on most of my jackets, just to add a little bit more flair. I like to engrave my name on the inside of the jacket. Some have nicknames, some have full names, some have initials, depending on the mood and what I'm wearing the jacket to. For example, the jacket I'm wearing right now, it's quite a random thing to put inside my jacket, but it says the Great Dane, just to, you know, have it on a lighter side. And I also love to have fun linings on the inside, just to add a little bit more personality to it. From far, you will not see anything because the jacket is buttoned. The only time you see the lining is when you take it off, when you put it back on, or when you're waving to the crowd or taking things out of your pocket. That is when you do see the lining a little bit more. As you can see over here, that it has a little bit more of a natural flair and a little bit more funk to it. That's my personal style. I always go for double vents on the jacket, just a little bit more contouring to my body. I like things a little bit on the slimmer side, but even though it's a little bit restrictive, I'm okay with that. I understand that that is not necessarily true for everyone, but that's just my 2 cents worth. For shirts, big fan of prints, as you can see what I'm wearing. This shirt is by Liberty from London. Beautiful, beautiful fabrics. A little bit on the higher end in the sense of price, but once you try it, you will never go back. Always, 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 all my casual shirts have a mandarin collar. One of my other signatures, as you can ask anyone that knows me. It is something that's a little bit more of like a grandpa style, but I think in the modern day and age, if rocked well with a jacket or a pair of jeans or chinos, it looks miles ahead of its year. But one funny story I'd like to share with you, as you can see, I have a couple of different jackets over here. These are not all my jackets. Actually, I had 3 jackets that were my favorite jackets hanging at Raja's, and I took a weekend trip with my friends to the beach. Little did I know, I came back to the store and I couldn't find my jackets. I had no idea where they went. So I kept asking around, where are my jackets? Where are my jackets? Has anyone seen my jackets? Then Dad broke the news to me that one of our old friends came into town after a couple of years and he saw these 3 jackets hanging in the store and he really liked it. He tried it on. You would not believe that it was a 99.9% fit, even though it was one of one, as I discussed in a previous conversation. So he made an offer to Dad. Dad sold the suits without my consent. I never got to say goodbye to them. I still don't let Dad get away with that. But he did tell me one thing that's good is that I can make 3 new ones from his paycheck. So I have no complaints. But just to show you something a little bit out there, if I can find it, that is, right over here. This jacket is a prototype just to show people how wild fashion can get. This is actually a cotton jacket in a floral print with an extended wide, even wider peak lapel that I'm wearing. But On the inside, a little bit more classic to tone it down. Very good for party wear, good beach weddings, and when you just want to blow off steam or have a photo shoot. So these are just a few things that work for me. I would love to hear from you what you think, what works, what don't work. Some people are a little bit more conservative, some people are a little bit more wild. I would like to say there's a fine line between the two, and I'm somewhere in between that, maybe leaning a little bit more to the fancy wear. But that's just me. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Please like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week.